Hey, everybody, welcome back to Frequency 140. As always, you can see I'm joined by my co host, Mr. Sean Bennett.
Hello, everybody.
And since the Royal Rumble was right around the corner, we thought we'd do something a little different here. So, what we're going to do is a watch along of the best Royal Rumble of all time, the
Agreed.
1992 Royal Rumble.
And
So,
is this our first watch along?
yes,
It is.
yeah,
Oh, here we go.
for
Well,
sure.
what? Hey, there you go. What a way to break the ice here. All
Yeah,
right.
for sure, man. All right, so here's how we're going to do this we're watching it on Peacock
Mm-hmm.
with no ads, no nothing. All right, here's how we're going to do this. At
Mm-hmm.
128:02,
Okay.
I want you to get there and then just sit there for just a second. I'll give you a little bit of time,
Mhm.
um, just to get there because you have to fast forward through all the little things and go through all the matches. And I just had to do it, so that's why I know. So yeah, but
What
yeah, I
we're
mean,
here for.
Sean, why do you think this is the best Rumble of all time?
Why do I think it's the best Rumble of all times? Well, number one, it's the first time that the actual WWF World Championship has actually been on the line.
Hmm.
Every other one has been a Royal Rumble
Yep, I agree.
winner,
Yeah.
right? Never really been a champion crowned, and not even it's before folks were getting the opportunity to go and challenge for the championship at the WrestleMania,
Hmm.
right?
Oh yeah, because it
Uh,
wouldn't be till next year till
that's
that
right,
got iterated.
right. So this is significant for a lot of things. That's number one. Number two, Ric Flair,
Woo!
man. I mean, finally after all these years, we had the whole year building up to us. About 6 months or so, he comes over in 1991, leaves WCW under contract disputes and everything, leaves everybody kind of high and dry. But basically, hey man, if you're gonna screw me, I'll screw you. Comes to the WWF with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship belt,
Hmm.
right? The big gold belt. Shows it on Raw, shows it on many of the television shows to the point of where finally the NWA says, "Hey, stop doing that," and they had to start either blurring it out or they would use a modified World Tag Team Championship title as his title that he would carry
Mm.
for legal purposes. But this right here is his crown jewel. He gets in there early and he lasts out. And by God, not to give anything away, but he puts on a good show
Yeah.
with a
Oh
tear
yeah.
in his eye.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So here's how we're gonna do this. On three,
Okay.
I'm going to mash play.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
There we go. All right.
There's a
Old
yeah, I
Fink.
know, man. Old Fingerland.
Howard Finkel. Hulk Hogan will run wild during
Son
the
of a
Royal Rumble. Look, here he is, Jack Tunney.
Jack
This is the
Tunney.
guy, you know.
Yeah,
Jack Tunney
people are
comes from
booing
a
the hell out of him.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's the one that made the call that took the belt away from Hogan. We
Hmm.
had the Survivor Series in '91. Undertaker won. We got the Tuesday in Texas. And then it was held up due to controversial decisions. And this is
Hmm.
why Jack Tunney was the one that made the decision. Well, the winner of the Royal Rumble this year is going to be the champion, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't know Jack Tunney comes from a long line of actual legitimate wrestling folks up in Canada, the Tunney family.
Okay.
So how he kind of got
Yeah, I
his
didn't
gig
know
in the
that.
WWF was the fact that when Vince bought out the Montreal and the Canada territories and whatnot, along with Stu Hart Stampede,
Yeah.
the Tunney family, he was guaranteed a job, and that's how we got President Jack Tunney.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Number one.
Hmm. Oh man, it's Davy Boy.
Right on.
What a legend.
I liked when he came back because, growing up as a fan of the British Bulldogs, to see him come back after about a 3-year absence as the British Bulldog
Hmm.
with a whole nother look with the braids and everything, but a lot more bigger. That's for sure. He had copyrighted that name. That's kind of what led to the split between him and Dynamite was over in Japan. British Bulldog said, "Well, hey, I'll just, I got an offer here. I'm gonna go ahead and copyright the name, the British Bulldog, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
be the British Bulldog." So they had to become the British Bruisers. Dynamite Kid, and I think it was Johnny Smith, the cousin of Davy Boy over in Japan. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that either. No, yeah, everybody's got a
mm,
price. It was Sherry, man. Wow. How about bringing back some memories?
talk about it, man. I like the story too when they talk about Ted DiBiase as the $1 Million Man. He came from Mid South, right?
Yeah,
And when he came
yeah.
up in about '87,
Yeah, came up with
um,
Duggan and all those
yeah,
guys. Jay
Vince
Whitey.
Vince told him, he's like, man, if I were going to be a professional wrestler, this is the gimmick I would give
Yeah.
myself. Um, and the fact that, oh, here they go.
No, no, yeah. Ain't wasting no time.
Nope. Mm, I'm just those. Oh yeah, that's good stuff, man. You can hear it, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm. The chops going early.
Mm,
Yeah, because I mean, like what Gorilla Monsoon just said is very true. Because he was Ted DiBiase, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was really the first Iron Man,
yes.
like
Yeah.
true Iron Man that we know of
Yeah.
today. Because in the first Rumble, Brett did, but he lasted about the 20-minute mark, I think.
Mhm.
But I think $1 Million Man was like 40
Yeah, and I don't.
or something.
I think that's probably one of the best choices you could make for someone to kind of be your odometer in the sense of like how to hold things. Because that I mean he's a ring vet at this time. He's dependable. He's not in all any controversies at this point. Now that's not to say today, but that's another story. Um, but I do like the fact $1 Million Man has always been just a solid, just a solid worker.
Yeah.
Always,
Oh
always.
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean,
Million
all the
Dollar
way
Man
up
was the
to '93 when his career ended. I mean,
right.
dude, it's just one
Here
thing
he is.
after another. Yeah.
The first action figure I got was the Mattel. The 1990s. I bought $1 Million Man with the wrestling ring. So for about 6 months, because you couldn't, I was a kid, I couldn't just go out and buy figures like I wanted. I had to wait about 6 months before I got another figure, which was Hulk Hogan. So for 6 months, I was imaginary playing $1 Million Man
$1 Million Man
against. Oh
versus a
man.
GI Joe or
Oh
Cobra
wow, it
or
was
something.
something else, dude. He-Man, $1 Million Man versus He-Man was the main event for about 6 months there. Yeah,
Yeah, the big fan.
that's right. Here he comes.
Uh-oh. You ready?
Here he
It's
comes.
not fair to Flair.
Mm-mm. And not to cut off too soon from $1 Million Man, but again about that gimmick, literally Vince McMahon said, "Hey, I'm literally here. Here's you a wad of spending cash. I want you to go to the best restaurants. I want you to always ride in a limousine. I want you to always pay for things." So he's literally given leeway. What do they
Yeah,
call
little
carte
did Vince
blanche?
know
Yeah,
that like he already
go.
did that anyway.
Yeah. Well, Vince McMahon offered to pay somebody, what was it, like 2 grand to quit smoking, back when you could smoke on airplanes because they hated smoking. He was like, "Dude, I'll give you $2,000 to put the cigarette out right now." And the guy didn't. And so I guess not everybody has a price, but I thought that was a cool story.
Yeah,
Look at
that's a
this,
hell of a habit.
classic man,
Yeah.
classic.
Strut.
There it is,
Bobby Heenan says
Heyman.
yes.
Hey, Heenan.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Look at that. I love that. He's got the back of the braids too. I love how he's got the back of the braids to give him some
So
like,
some
dude,
kind
fine.
of
You're going, yeah,
stability.
yes, fine.
Stability.
Yeah, you can push me up all day long, but you're gonna feel it too.
Yeah.
I mean, just I don't know. We all kind of give Jim Herd crap, but I mean, why in God's name would you let this man get?
Oh God, yeah. You wouldn't
What
change
were you
him to
thinking,
Spartan
dude?
or
Yeah,
Spartacus or
cut the
something.
hair. Yeah, cut the hair short and all
I'm
that
like,
stuff.
why do you want to change something that he's been doing for 15 years and
If
it's
it ain't broke,
successful?
don't fix it.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff he's been doing for 15 years, the
Yep,
begging.
begging off. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just there you go.
Yep. He's
We
up
ain't even
there at
gonna
the
make
bottom.
nothing fancy about it. We're just gonna get back in the ring.
Uh-oh. Sags.
Oh,
The
the
nasty
nasty
boys.
boys. Yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Hart comes out here like 7 times
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something stupid.
yeah. He's got
He's got a whole stable of
a lot
people.
invested in this match for sure.
Yeah.
Knobs and Sags, the Nasty Boys, another great story of coming up from the independents and their transition, their progression, going from the NWA WCW into the WWF and then back to the WCW. But you know, the, I would say they're probably right there as far as physicality with the Steiner brothers. They were some tough dudes. They laid it in
Hmm.
tight, and you felt it. You could watch how they
Oh yeah, and
how they
yeah, dude.
perform, and it's
They will
yeah,
take
man,
whatever you got.
yeah, bro.
They
I
didn't
mean, and
care.
plus they beat the crap out of Ken Shamrock in a hotel room one
I
night.
know. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
can beat up Ken Shamrock, yeah,
Right.
you doing something right
Yeah.
as far as fighting goes. Cause yeah,
Eggs.
man, like, and not only that, man, they were kind of like also kind of an innovator of hardcore type
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I know when they went to WCW, I mean, they had a bunch of hardcore matches with like
Mm-hmm.
Cactus Jack and then
Mm-hmm.
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and of course we all know the chair shot about Scott Hall, but
You ain't got to go. There you go. Hold back in there a little bit. And you're
out.
there. It is good. Good spot though. Good
Oh, I know.
spot,
Yeah,
man. Right on.
playing to the crowd.
All right. Good spot. Still begging off. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Uh, this is a master
Chicken
class
shit
in
hill.
being
There you go.
yeah.
Perfect. Exactly. It truly is, man. I think that's another thing about this Rumble is, the longer it goes on, especially with Flair, he's in there and he's going through so many different challenges, and so he takes such a beating, you
Yeah,
know.
I know, man. Oh,
Oh,
oh God! You don't piss
ooh,
that guy off.
he bite your nose off real quick. But you know what's cool about Haku is that have you ever heard any of the interviews like when he's with his family?
Oh yeah,
He's so laid back and
dude, he's
cool.
so
He's like,
cool.
dude, I want him to be my granddad. My
Yeah.
not bad dad. He's so cool. He's so protective and just so. But man, Haku was a badass.
Oh
Is a
yeah,
badass. Sorry, my bad. Still is. Still living.
yeah. I wouldn't mess with him in a wheelchair, man.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't care.
I think this was right before he left to WCW for Ming.
Yeah,
You
this
know.
is very close to that time
Yeah.
period for sure. But yeah, I mean, like those stories are legendary though. Being in the bars and all that stuff. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like you
Right.
said, the nose biting. He gouged somebody's eye
Yeah.
out
Pop
one
eye out.
time,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
just for like looking
Samoa,
at him
man.
wrong. I
Samoans,
mean,
dude. He's come from that here. I mean, it's legendary the toughness of the Samoans, and he's of the lineage, obviously.
oh yeah. I
Uh-huh.
mean, seeing him right now and then watching Jacob Fatu perform last night, like it's almost like looking in a mirror.
Yes, agreed,
You know?
agreed, agreed. I like watching the video reaction. I think it was Dark Side of the Ring this past season where they did I can't remember which one it was, but they were showing him for the first time the clip of the Shockmaster falling through the the wall, and he just couldn't. I mean, he got so just laughing, so he couldn't stop and do. I mean, he was just bellowing. He just could not stop because he's never seen it before.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I loved it. Oh, what a kick! Oh
Oh, I know,
God.
man.
And those chops are real, y'all. Those chops are yeah. Every
Yeah,
one of those
you don't
chops.
take it. In fact, if you go watch the Undertaker's podcast, 6 Feet Under, which I'd highly recommend, by the
Yes,
way,
absolutely.
he tells a story that I think it was in a Rumble or something, and Haku would come back, and oh, there he
There he
goes.
goes. There he
But yeah,
goes.
either way, Haku came back, and he couldn't. I don't think he could like see because he had the hair, and like Haku was chopping the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets sick of it because it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws Haku into the corner and he gives back his hair or grows back his hair. And like he's sitting there and he's like, oh crap, I just did this to Haku.
Taku. I just
Appa-
yeah.
Apparently Haku liked him though. So
Yeah,
it
because
was
it's respect. All right. You give me, I give you. That's what we do, right?
yeah.
Amen. Right. Um,
HBK.
Shawn Michaels in there. Here we
Yeah.
go. Vintage HBK. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
This is before remember, what's crazy? That move right there was one of the most iconic moves of their last match. Remember the I'm
Oh yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah. WrestleMania 24, man.
And I'm realizing now watching Davey Boy and the fact of his momentum. This is the year at SummerSlam he's gonna win the Intercontinental Championship from Bret Hart, which is 92.
Hmm.
So I can see where we're building the momentum now with him kind of showing his dominance in this. But man, look at that. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, and the British Bulldog Dave Will
I
Smith.
know.
Dude, that is
I,
trifecta
I
of
know. It's
legendary
amazing.
classic wrestling.
I mean, does anybody do the rake to the eyes anymore?
You
They
know what?
should, man.
They should. Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing,
bring it
We
back. Like, remember the legendary Piper Eye poke? You
yes.
know,
Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, head post, head post. There it is. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
is funny.
That away. All right, all right. You know what cracks me up is, see,
It's so good.
Shawn Michaels was overselling before, way before the Hulk Hogan match, because that's what he did.
That's what he
And,
did. Yeah. Flair could have just took it easy during this match, man.
right.
He really could have. Like, ah, I'm winning. But no, man, he's
Tito,
competing the
El
whole entire
Matador,
match.
El Matador,
Arriba.
Arriba. What was it? I always remember watching hearing Jesse Ventura when he'd call his matches, call him Chico. Instead
Yeah.
of Tito, call him Chico. And then, of course, they literally had his finishing move at one time called the flying burrito.
Yeah.
That's 80s wrestling for you right there. When a
Yeah.
Mexican wrestler can come in and have your finishing move is the flying burrito, which is a flying forearm. That's what it was. That's all it was, but it's the flying burrito.
I love the 80s and 90s, man.
Mm-hmm. And you can really start to see right here in 1992 where they've moved, gone through the transition, the evolution of being, the mid 80s, late 80s, kind of setting their stakes in the WWF, that is, and setting the groundwork. And now in the 90s, like, everybody's bright. All these things, the El Matador is El Matador. It's Tito Santana, but it's El Matador, and you got the green and the pink, and
Yeah, because he
this
used to just
David
come
Boy
out in
Smith.
white
But
tights.
yeah, man,
That was it.
um,
Yeah.
so I love watching the evolution of this, especially in the 90s, the colors,
Yeah,
and
everybody's got personality.
yeah, man, there's a
Without
character,
even
right?
talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? God, Bobby the
Oh,
Brain.
Bobby the
My
Brain.
grandmother. And amen. Yes, you would, Bobby. You had to, by God. You want to be fair
Oh
to
my
Flair.
God.
So now we got, again, legends. Ric
I
Flair,
know,
Tito
man.
Santana. There it is. There was a flying burrito right there. We just saw it. See Joey Morella down there. He's on the outside. The ref that's just talking, walking back right there. That's Joey Morella. That was Gorilla Monsoon's adopted son, who unfortunately passed away in a car accident. And I believe it was 1993, 94, July 4th weekend. Harvey Whippleman was in the car.
Oh
He
man.
survived because he had a seatbelt on, but Joe Morella unfortunately passed away on impact. And the New Jersey Turnpike ran off the road and hit a tree.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
Who we got in there? Oh,
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
That's right.
Another classic wrestler. Began as Conga the Barbarian. And then, of course, went on to Powers of Pain.
That's right. Yeah. Mr. Fuji be managing that team.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I would have liked to seen a three-way match between Legion of Doom, because when Legion of Doom came in, they split up their Powers of Pain, right? And they
Yeah.
got the contract sold. Slick took Warward, Bobby Heenan took Barbarian. But I would have loved to seen a three-way between Legion of Doom, Demolition, and Powers of Pain. Just
Yeah.
one time. Just one time.
Mm-hmm.
That'd have been awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. For sure.
And I like Barb with the makeup, man. That's just something I've always been if it's done right, I'm a face paint guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I've seen some pretty
Oh yeah, man. Because that was obviously the go-to thing right there. Was because they were supposed to be a knockoff of the Road Warriors,
right.
but I mean they really weren't.
No,
I
they
mean,
weren't. Well, anybody that's just watched enough Road Warrior matches know that Road Warriors, they were one speed, one direction, right? There wasn't really any technicality. There wasn't really any professional wrestling per se. It was just brawling, beat the crap out of you.
mm,
Both Demolition and Powers of Pain both had the ability to wrestle because they were all seasoned. They were trained that way.
oh yeah.
So they weren't just saying, "Hey, go in there and beat everybody up." It's like, we want a match out of you.
Oh
There
man,
he
Texas
is.
Tornado, man.
Amen. Wow.
Talk about some family lineage.
That's it, brother. Wow.
Old WCCW. Wrestling on a prosthetic foot.
Man, exactly. 1 foot right here,
Like,
y'all. 1 foot right here. Now, granted, he's a little, but that's 1 foot a man's on.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if did Vince know about that.
Yes.
He did.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know if he did or not. I figured he would. I mean, consider it's
I
his
think
talent, but
everybody knew, but they pretended like they didn't
yeah.
because,
I mean, look at
I mean, it
him.
done at
It
this.
doesn't really affect.
No. Well, I mean, at
It,
80
well,
80.
it did, but still.
Hey, there it is, that discus punch. World famous discus, athlete. He would have gone to the Olympics. He was going to the Olympics in 1980 for discus, but we didn't go to the Olympics in 80 as America. We said nope.
Yep, sure did.
Hmm. That's one thing there's certain matches you can't see that you've heard about. One obviously is unfortunately Owen Hart, but there's a match between him and Colonel De Beers where the boot comes off and the foot is exposed, or no foot is exposed, and he had to roll out of the ring with a quick roll under and
Oh wow,
readjust it. It's not it's everybody tells that story because it happened in front of everybody, but there's no footage
no
of it.
footage. Yeah,
So we
let's
still
see.
got all right, we got one, we got three, we got four. Haku's out. So okay, all right.
God dang, Tito. Damn.
I'm getting my money's worth, by
Yeah.
God.
So it's stomping him in. Oh my
Oh, the
God.
Repo Man.
Yeah, we were talking about
Repo
demolition
Man.
earlier.
That's it. There he is.
Yeah.
Barry Darso himself, smash.
Mm-hmm.
Crusher Khrushchev, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I always loved Repo Man though.
yeah,
As a
man.
kid,
Yeah.
he always made me laugh so much. I mean, just doing these goofy little things like
Right.
this.
Sneaking around, right?
And he's like terrible at it.
Yes, right.
And David Boy and Flair have been in here for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd be probably getting a little tired.
Repo Man, the first time that I realized I made the connection was so Crusher Khrushchev I knew from Georgia Championship Wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I knew the tattoo right there on the left arm, the eagle tattoo.
Yeah.
So when they came in, of course, Barry Darso wasn't the original, as Randy Cawley was the original Smash.
Mm.
And then because they recognized him from the Moondogs, then you got Barry Darso who took over as Smash. And some of those early promos and matches are kind of pretty cool to watch because you see the evolution of him coming in and starting as Smash and then where it became
Mm-hmm.
makeup, hair, everything. I mean, it was totally different from what it became. But I remember he had to wear the arm, the wrist, the elbow pad over the
Oh yeah.
bicep
Yeah,
to
the
cover the
bicep.
tattoo.
Yeah.
I didn't catch on to it the one day. I was like, wait a minute. And then I started looking at pictures and magazines, because we had wrestling magazines back in the day, y'all, the after
Yeah.
mags.
Yeah.
Um,
Internet wasn't really a thing right now.
right.
Or
And then I was
wasn't
like, wait
as
a
big as it
minute.
was.
This guy's got the same tattoo as Smash. And it's Crusher Crew. The same guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it, but
Mm-hmm.
Greg the Hammer.
Oh yeah,
Here he
man.
comes, Greg the Hammer. Now, I'm not sure, is this before Rhythm and Blues or after? I can't
Oh,
remember.
this is well
Uh,
after.
Okay, thank God, because
Yeah.
I know that was rough. You need to go back and watch any of those matches, watching him trying
Mm-hmm.
to do the little shimmy
Oh
shake.
no.
No, that's horrible, dude. Horrible. But Greg the Hammer Valentine's, it's really tough dude, man.
Oh
I,
yeah. I mean,
I I recommend the '83 Starcade Dog Collar him and Piper,
that's
dude.
exactly what I was about
That's
to say.
that's
Yeah,
that's a
that's
legit match,
that's the
man.
real Hammer Man.
Yeah, brother. Obviously the son of Johnny Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
which here we go, a little connection here. Greg the Hammer and Ric Flair were tag team champions in the NWA back in the 70s,
Yep.
right? Ric Flair was in the plane crash with his father, Johnny Valentine. That's how Greg got the spot with Rick because it was Johnny and Rick
Yeah.
until Johnny couldn't wrestle anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Flair's lucky he got out of it too.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that
Well,
whole
6 months to,
stuff
and
with his back.
that's what's but then again, that's how we got Ric Flair because before that he was more of the power guy,
Yeah, he was
and
huge, man.
yeah,
He was like
right.
230 or
Yes,
something.
yeah,
I mean,
he was closer to three, man, because it was just because
yeah,
he
and on
Ken
his
Patera.
frame, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
he was just massive.
So it really, that plane crash, as tragic as it gave us what we know as Ric Flair, because he had to change his in-ring style, his persona, his delivery, the whole 9
Hmm.
yards. And he came back in 6 months, y'all. 6
Yeah,
months.
I know it's incredible. Yeah, take that, Cena.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, that's what I'm saying is, not to get off topic here, but I got the meme of the Def Leppard, Rick Allen with the one-armed drummer for Def Leppard, and it says, Def Leppard's drummer is looking at you when Blink 182 cancels the show because Travis Barker broke a finger. And he's literally, it's a shirt off, and you see nothing but the stub, and he's just looking at the camera going, it's like,
Yeah, like come on, guys.
oh, oh,
Nikolai.
another classic, Nikolai Volkov.
Hmm.
We're gonna sing the Russian national
I was
anthem. We
about
got
to
time
say,
for
man, yeah, that's he
that.
used to piss off a
Oh, over
crowd.
the top rope. Look at that, showing some
Actual agility.
sparseness.
Yeah.
Hey, Nikolai goes back all the way to there for the original WrestleMania, right?
Hmm.
Because they defeated, I believe, the U.S. Express, him and Iron Sheik, for
Yeah.
the tag team titles.
Sure did. And of course, since he was a villain foreign menace, he had a good run with Hogan too.
Oh yeah, yep. He was even a part of the Rock and Wrestle Connection, or Rock and Wrestling on Saturday mornings. He was a cartoon
Yeah, he's a
character. That's,
cartoon
yeah.
character. Yeah. So
See, that's when you know
not
you made
much
it,
of a
man. That's when you know
you know
when you're
you
animated, you've
you
made
made
it.
it. Yeah.
They're gonna immortalize you in a caricature. You've made it, brother.
Hmm.
It is not the
You just
flare.
keep saying
Gotta be
it,
fair,
man.
not the flare. Oh,
Here we
woo.
go.
We got
Figure
Greg the
four.
Hammer Valentine's putting on his figure four on Ric Flair right here. This is wow. I don't even know a lot of people. Oh,
Oh,
there
there
he
he
goes,
goes.
Volkov out.
Roll call. Thanks for coming, man.
But I don't know if people realize that you literally in the middle of Royal Rumble, you have Greg the Hammer Valentine, who does the figure four,
Yeah. As
puts
a
it on
finisher.
Ric Flair, who is
Yeah.
the master of the figure four. That's a
It's a
nice
big moment,
little
man.
gem right there.
I
Yeah,
know, man. So this Rumble's got really something for everybody,
it
man.
it is,
Especially
man.
at
This
its
is
time. I
why.
mean, like it's that great blend.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying earlier, like we got the new WWE
Mm-hmm.
superstars, like with Sean and like Davey Boy, and we got Kerry Von Erich in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, dude, you still got some of those older guys like Tito and Greg and Rick, of course. There's more to come.
Oh yeah, we ain't over with. No, oh, here he is.
Hey, Georgia boy.
Oh yeah, Cobb County's
Hi, that's
own.
that's right,
That's right. Big boss man.
Mr. Trailer.
Great trailer. God rest your soul,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank
buddy.
you. Fantastic job he did in this
And I've
industry.
I've, I've
Truly.
literally never heard anybody say a bad word about him.
You won't, because he was a true professional. He
Yeah.
he was top notch, man.
Hmm.
Other than I'm sure Mr. I mean, even Jim
But he,
Cornette loves him, even though
I
he
know.
dropped him.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, the way that they were selling that match to him, they were like, they kept telling him, "Hey, I just want you to drop full force." And Jim Cornette's like, "It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm 220 pounds. I'm following this. It ain't gonna work." And sure enough, it did.
No, broke his
It
leg.
wasn't nothing you could,
No, yeah,
yeah.
he don't really know how to fall
How do
necessarily. I
you
mean,
fall, right?
yeah, it's
Now, I will say, beautiful Bobby Eaton took a beautiful bump in that match, because it wasn't from the very top, but he took a high enough one. It's like, bam, dude. All right.
mm,
Yeah. But Big Bubba Rogers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was
You
so funny
former
to
UWF heavyweight champion, Universal Wrestling Federation for Bill Watts,
yeah,
former heavyweight
sure was.
champion. Yeah, him and Terry Bam Bam Gordy had some great matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were really, really good.
He obviously in Cobb County. I mean, he's laid to rest here in Georgia.
Yeah,
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 maybe
yeah.
we should make
Literally,
a
he's actually right up the road here. I know
we should
exactly where
make a
he's
road
at.
trip one day,
Yeah,
and yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Ravishing Rick Rude, he's up in Cartersville.
I didn't
He's
know
laid to
that.
rest in Cartersville. Yeah,
Wow, dang. Yeah, unfortunately, folks, a lot of these guys are
yeah.
gone. I mean, it's just that time period, that era, man. That late '80s, '90s. There's a lot of cocaine going on.
Oh, there we go. Shawn Michaels and Tito both out right there. Gone.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Hercules, Power and Glory stage.
Mm-hmm.
5 Donna Ball a day, baby. That's what he that was the
Yeah.
infamous promo when steroids were illegal. He's like, look at that, 5 Donna Balls a day.
Yeah, 5 down balls a day and skip leg
There
day.
you go,
Well,
buddy.
fuck it.
Yeah, because those thighs, man, need a little
Yeah,
bit of
no,
work to catch
yeah.
up with that upper
He's on
body,
that. He
buddy.
was on that Kevin Nash
Yeah.
workout. Yeah. Sorry, Kevin.
All right, sorry,
Love
brother.
you, buddy.
You know what's up. You know what's up. Hercules, another, classic, journeyman, right?
Hmm.
Was actually one time under a mask under the tutelage of Mr. Wrestling number two. Was officially Mr. Wrestling number three, but two said, "Well, I'm the only Mr. Wrestling left, so this is Mr. Wrestling number two." But yeah, that was Hercules before it became Herc.
Hmm.
There it is. Barb out. Oh,
Boom.
Herc out. Oh, there you go, boss man. No way to save it. Come on. No, 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 no. Hey, come on.
Oh,
What I used to always love about
boom. Eye
there,
poke.
there it was right. What I used to always love about watching Boss Man is the more he wrestled, the more sweatier he got, and that blue top just started
Yeah.
getting so
Oh, dark.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
just
pulled out, and
disheveled.
oh my word, was that a crane kick? I think I just saw Boss Man do
Yeah,
a
he just.
crane kick. I think that's what I just saw. Didn't even realize that.
Hey, you're welcome, Kenny Omega.
No. Okay, there you go. All right. No, sir. Oh, the flare flop right
Yeah,
there.
dude.
Perfect. The flare flop.
God, it's so good.
Again, why do we love this WrestleMania or this Royal Rumble match? We're we're
We're
we're
watching it.
we're laying it out for you
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
The
Roddy
hot
Piper,
Scott.
man.
And I love this too. Another right here. These two have such a long history together,
Oh,
right?
they do.
Yeah. And we got Piper coming off his one and only championship run in WWF, which was as the Intercontinental
Oh, yeah, he
Champion.
won it earlier in the
Yep.
night. Yeah, against Mountie.
So he's all excited.
Yeah,
By
because
God, I'm
that
gonna
was
be
the whole kind
Intercontinental. I'm
of
gonna be World Champion
exactly
too.
that was the promo and story that he kind of it was going for. This thing I always loved about Piper, man, he was always so like manic. You
Yes.
know, like
Yeah.
he didn't really. You could almost tell he almost didn't care. He just wanted to hurt you. You know.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He would refuse to lose clean on his back for so many years because he didn't want to lose any of his heat. And he's also, if you ever watched the classic, I think it was some Portland wrestling with the beer bottle,
Hmm.
that he took a little one of those pony bottles and literally busted it over his head. There's no faking that. He bleeds
No. Yeah.
instantly, and that's
It's insane.
ugh. Hot rod, man. Hot rod. Roddy Piper. Yeah, do the spin. There it is.
Yeah.
Airplane spin.
Airplane
Classic.
spin.
See me, I couldn't do that. Saved my life. I'd done fallen down.
Yeah, it'd been
Yeah.
over for me. Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, did you ever have oh God, probably I'm sure so many people did. Did you ever as a kid apply the sleeper or have someone apply it to you to see if it would work?
Oh yeah.
Yep, me
Me and my
too. Yeah,
cousins.
oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I got knocked
Shout out to
out
Russ
a
and
few
Ryan. How you
times.
doing?
Yeah, I'm like, "All right, you take me out, I'm taking you out." And that's how that was the deal.
Oh yeah, we
And
wrestle on this our
yeah.
buddy's trampoline all the dang time, man. It's a lucky we didn't break each other's necks or something,
You're
man,
right.
because we
I
were
mean,
doing power bombs and all
that's
kinds of
right.
other
That's
things.
right. I mean, we got a trampoline. It's gonna be fine.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
there it is.
great,
There's psychology right there. Just
dude.
come on,
It's
do
so
your
good.
thing. Do your
And
thing,
he's like,
brother.
ah,
Stone
just
Mountain
kill him.
George.
It's
Go on.
fine. I'll just
Oh,
chill.
yep. That's how you do it right there.
This is like prime Jake too,
Yeah,
man. He
brother.
was in great shape.
Uh, uh, God, so clean.
I
I
know,
love
man.
watching Jake Snake Roberts at this stage, man.
I
Just
know. It's
crisp.
like everything he did
Yes, sir.
during like these past like if you go back 3 years and like his run in WWF.
Look at that. Just, and get that point, that toe pointed. I love it. Just put that extra emphasis on.
Don't trust the snake,
I
player.
love that was a classic too. That yeah, come on. DDT, y'all. Come on, let's do this. Get it out the way. Let's go. Lock him in. And nope.
Boom.
Ah,
Yep.
good timing. Good timing. And again, Roddy Piper, Jake Snake Roberts, Ric Flair, one ring at one time. Kidding
Yeah,
me?
like it's crazy,
Oh,
man.
oh yeah. Hold the ropes. Hold the ropes. There you go. Get that leverage. There you go.
Let's just kick them both up.
That's exactly what I'd do. You want to lay on your backs?
Hey,
Fine, no
fine.
problem.
Whatever. Boom.
Oof. Yeah.
Man, they start
Yes.
killing each other.
That's classic, dude.
I know, man.
Go on,
That's
go.
what it means for every man for himself.
That's it. That's it.
Hey,
Oh,
USA.
I never understood watching the old Mid South, because that's where we got to start, and well, not start, but got prominent. Bill Watts would never call him Duggan; it was Dugan.
Oh, really?
Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Dude,
I'm like, dude, look at the spelling; it's Duggan.
it really is. Yeah, it's got like two G's in it,
Yeah,
I
come
think.
on, man.
Yeah. G's very heavily emphasized.
He actually was drafted, and he didn't make the squad, but he was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons.
Really?
hmm He was a professional football player, just didn't make the team due to injuries.
It's kind of like Goldberg in a
Pretty
way.
much. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I had no idea. And he was an Atlanta Falcon. What's just one more thing to like about him?
There you go, brother.
You know.
And then the fact that, him and Sheik, that whole incident with them, and I think the best thing out of that story was when uh um his dad is the chief of police in Glen Falls, New York. So he had to
Mm.
call his dad, and he's like, "Dad, just gonna let you know now, it's gonna be on the news." And
Yeah.
his dad was like, "Oh, Jim, what have you done?"
It's like, well, me and Sheiky.
Yeah, Sheiky. Of course, the funny thing about Sheiky too, there's so many stories, but when they tested him for a drug test, and it came back positive, and Vince said, "Well, Sheik, you came back positive." He goes, "Oh, of course I did. I had positive. Yes, I had positive." Not understanding. No, positive
Yeah,
is
pause is
bad, man.
bad.
Positive is not good here.
Yeah.
Yes, Vince, I'm positive. Yes. Yeah, okay.
All right, man.
Yes, you are.
It's funny. Yeah, let's see who we got. No, we're in R. Shyster, man.
Bray Wyatt's father himself,
Right.
Mr. Mike Rotunda.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse University, All American in both wrestling and football. A legit badass.
Yeah, for
Yep.
real.
I watched a match 2 weeks ago with it happened in WCW where a jobber by the name of what was it? Death Row, I believe was the dude's name. He was a big old black guy, and he was kind of a jobber brought in to do the job, not understanding what a job was, and he was not going to be beat. Well, Mike Rotunda's a badass, so Mike Rotunda locked his ass up and grappled him and manhandled him to a point where you see that
Yeah.
the dude just
This
has
is
no idea what he's gotten himself into,
yeah.
and it's yeah,
Yeah, you get in a fight with somebody who knows how to really
no, yeah,
wrestle,
and because he
you're
does.
probably not winning.
That's what he does. He
More
breaks
than
him
likely.
down, and once he's got him broken down, that's when he starts laying in the shots. Because you can't do nothing then. Once they
Yeah,
got
no,
you down, you're
it's over.
done. You're yeah.
It is over.
That's why wrestling, took over so much in the UFC because UFC started out as just nothing more than just basically a glorified tough man contest.
Yeah,
But once you
really, yeah.
started getting folks like Mark Coleman and Don Fry, Dan Severn, who actually understood the actual wrestling
Mm-hmm.
to lock somebody down, to take away whatever limbs or advantages you got. Once you take that away, they're yours.
Mm-hmm.
That changed the whole game. That's when people started realizing, oh, okay, well maybe that might be one of the more dominant fighting styles, because Coleman he'd wrestle you down with his wrestling technique, and then he was the one that brought in the ground and pound. Once he got you down,
Mm.
done.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a lot of cool fighters back then. Trying to think of who else comes out here. So no, we got to be pretty far in right now.
hmm
Hey,
Oh,
super, super, super
Superfly.
fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's got boots on. This is kind of a full. He's got
Yeah,
full
full
tights and
tights.
boots. Now you can tell he's getting a little bit older because normally his attire was just the trunks and bare feet. Right.
Mm.
It's amazing what you can do when you get away with murder. Did I say that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
my bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Read the files, folks.
Yeah, just go look it up. And yeah, he did it.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I I
Yeah,
was
no
I
doubt he
was a
did it.
Superfly fan, and back in the
Yeah,
day, it
yeah.
was something about him, just I guess the high flying, the crazy
Oh
wild man.
yeah,
But
man. He was
you
really
know,
cool, dude. He was had a wild look to him,
hmm
and had some legendary interviews
and
and
he was on the Rock and Wrestling the Saturday morning
yeah,
cartoon.
that's
Yep,
right. Sure was.
Superfly.
And had some just iconic matches. I mean,
Yes,
also part of WrestleMania 1 at
yep.
the end of the main event.
And then Morocco off
Yeah.
the top of the cage,
Hmm.
and then we got Mick
And
Foley
that's
out of
right. I was
that.
about to say Mick Foley, yeah, taking a
There
bus
you
and like
go.
walking all these miles to come see his hero, Superfly.
See, you hear that skin on skin?
Oh, I
You
know,
don't
man.
fake that.
No, no, you don't.
There you go. The nose flow like that. There you go.
Dude, that shit hurts.
Yes, it does.
Like, I don't know if you ever had that happen, but
I
it
got
it
I got a I
blows,
got an
man.
older sister. Yes, I have had that happen. Most folks would say older brother. No, I had an older sister, and it hurt even worse because she was a female. She
Probably had
knew. Yeah.
nails and
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Oh, the dead
there
man.
is the dead man,
Yes.
the uncrowned WWF champion. Because he was the one that beat Hogan in
Yeah, I know. He
1991, and
lose it
then
in about a week.
yeah, I love hearing this story about how when he delivered the tombstone to Hogan,
Hmm.
he was so afraid, trying not to hurt Hogan. And then when he did it, Hogan sold it and then came back to the back and was selling all the boards. And he was, like literally almost wanting an
Oh
ambulance and
yeah,
stuff.
like
But then you go back and
yeah.
watch the video footage. He doesn't even
He
touch
didn't
the
even touch it.
canvas. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, I mean, literally like
Yeah.
he was like probably like a foot away from that
And it
chair.
was all just to mess with the Undertaker. Because the Undertaker, he was like, "Oh God, I'm getting fired. Oh, no, I didn't hurt Hulk. I'm screwed."
Yeah, I mean, it was about it's that politic
Yeah,
stuff,
oh, that's
man. I
right.
mean,
Yep.
it's sad, but it happens.
Mhm.
You know,
Classic black and gray.
I know, man. Until he's finally starting to grow that hair out a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
Get rid of the red hair.
Man, I tell you, I said it before on a few on other episodes, but man, I remember it was me, Mark Callis, and WCW. I'd watched him when he came in as a member of the Skyscrapers. Um, it's so crazy. I remember the first time that I saw him as a skyscraper. I remember what I was eating. I was eating red beans and rice at home. That's all these things, hit my head. And then the first time I ever heard him speak was in Suburban Commando. He was one of the bounty hunters, and at the
Oh
end, at
yeah,
the end of the movie,
yeah.
before he even debuted as the Undertaker, he was in the movie, and his line is, "You're a dead man, Ramsey," and the baby's voice. It was, I was like, ah, just things that stick with you, man. Oh, he's got both of them in the chokehold. All right, Duggan and Flair. Here we go. What are we gonna do?
No, there's
Oh,
Macho
here he
Man.
is.
You better run,
See,
Jake.
but he's not gonna last. He's not even in it for like
Yeah,
he's looking for Jake. Oh,
I love watching early Undertaker, man. Like the
yeah,
way he moves and everything, and it just
stoic
moves.
man.
Yeah,
Just
he
yeah.
just moves real slow, like he's gonna just kill you.
I mean, when you're given a gimmick that they tell you don't sell, and look at that classic reverse lace up. You see that
Hmm.
on Macho Man's? Okay, he's got the front, and then he's got the this in the back. He's
Hmm.
got laces up right there, and there we go. Okay, so we got this feud happening. Obviously, Macho Man I think, has already been bitten by the cobra at this point. Was this?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was the Tuesday in
Yep.
Texas match. So Jake ruined the wedding.
Yep. I remember watching that on Superstars and going, "Oh my god, that is real. Look at the blood. You can see the snake biting him. Don't tell me wrestling's fake."
I know.
And I remember the story that Jake tells of before they did the match. Macho Man was like, "Okay, if I'm gonna take the bite, I want you to take it first." And he
Yeah.
literally made Jake the snake put the snake on his arm to make
Yeah,
sure it
it
went
wasn't
venomous. Yeah.
venomous. Hey man, I mean that is
Eh,
it's a harsh
Hey,
angle, man.
yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid, and I remember like my parents, like they were shocked. Hey, we all were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a real snake bite
Right.
on
And you
that.
saw the
It was
fang go
biting
in. You
right
saw
in
the
his
fangs come
bicep,
out
and
and the
yeah,
blood. It's like, that's real. You're not faking that. They don't have enough money. There's no special effects can do that these days.
no,
That's real. Dude just got bit by a cobra. Oh yeah. Pop,
God,
pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Still going. Man, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I know. That's it, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, you watch some of those Savage like promos, you can't tell me he's not on
Oh
something.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh
he's
yeah.
so intense.
And the funny thing is those are later in the in his career. Watch you go back on YouTube, watch some of the ICW promos
Mm,
when he first started out and actually kind of started becoming the Macho Man. And that's in Memphis and Nashville and all around that area, the Kentucky area. Notorious, he was Macho Man in and out of the ring, just a crazy dude.
mm.
I mean, got in a fight with the cops and the Waffle House
Oh
staff.
yeah,
Pulled Bill Dundee pulls a gun on him outside of a gym. Macho Man takes it away and pops him in the head with it. I mean, that's what reality was. They weren't
yeah. He
playing
was he
games,
was a
man.
man.
Yeah. Again,
Like
God rest
everybody
still
knew
so
not to mess
macho.
around.
Amen.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, we all
He's
do, dude. I wish
crazy.
you would have been able to have one more great
Yeah.
match in WWE.
The Berserker.
That's right, man. Us.
Yes. Paying homage to Bruiser Brody.
Yep.
Yep. And then the infamous moment with him, I think it was him and the Undertaker, where he took the sword
Oh
and
yeah.
it literally again that sticks into the canvas, and just thank God Undertaker moved because it had stabbed him.
Yeah. If one thing goes wrong.
That's the thing that everybody talks about, especially Jim Cornette talks about the WWE rings. Those are real ropes. Those are actual ropes wrapped in the tape instead of being the cables that
Yeah. The steel cables.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the tension and the rebound was a bit different, and the ring's bigger too. So
Hmm.
that's why everybody wonders, well, why do they look different or wrestle different up here than because it's a different environment, it's a different setting, a whole
Yeah.
new, it's like going from driving a Volkswagen to a Porsche.
Yeah.
It takes you a minute to get used to it.
Hmm. And definitely not the best position.
Mm-mm. And I
God,
love the
Undertaker was
fact that
going great.
we're at a time and age and wrestling that
That's
the
great.
the house lights aren't off.
Hmm.
You can see the crowd.
Hmm.
You don't see any empty seats
No. No.
from bottom deck to upper deck, right? Here, look, you see
Yeah,
right
you can
there.
see right
That's
the
all
third
people. These are
tier.
all
Yeah.
people, right? You don't see that today if you go to any wrestling show live, and you just don't. They've got it set up. Camera angles are what they are, and
Yeah, I know. Well,
unless
yeah,
it's
it's like on the hard cam side
yep,
apparently that they
yep,
keep that section kind of
it's taped off,
yeah,
blocked
just
off.
blocked off just because they don't want anybody that right there.
Oh, here we go. Old
Oh
meat
man.
sauce.
Yeah,
Virgil himself.
man.
Soul Train Jones, I believe he started out
Mm,
as in Memphis. Yeah. And the name itself, when he started out, Virgil, obviously that was a rib on Dusty Rhodes, whose real name is Virgil Reynolds.
mm,
So Virgil being the manservant.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
again,
with
the
the million
'80s, the
dollar
black
man.
man
Yep.
as a
I
servant
know.
for a rich white guy. That's the '80s, folks.
Yep.
We're not saying it
Yep.
was perfect. What
Yep.
we're saying
Yep.
it was entertainment,
That's
and
all it
that's
was. And then not only that,
right.
guess what? Virgil gets his comeback.
That's right.
Because that's all that's what it is. It's a story, y'all. You gotta follow it.
I've said it before. I think professional wrestling for us, you and I, in our generation, the way it was. Of course, there's a lot of questionable aspects of it, but it really more shows our intelligence. In my opinion, is that we can sit here and go, well, yeah, that's that seems controversial, but it's wrestling. It's pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not, you
It doesn't
know,
yeah, it doesn't have to be this big thing.
right. We
Yeah.
got it. We get it. It adds to the whole aspect of the storyline.
Yeah. Exactly. Because I mean, dude, if you watch that clip, I mean, when he turns on the million dollar
Mhm.
man finally, like, dude, that place erupts.
Erupts. Absolutely.
But that's why they did it.
That's right. That's
I
right.
mean, it's just crazy to me that people complain about these one little things, but they don't finish it.
Well, you can turn around and say the same thing, but a lot of people, because it wasn't as um prominent. But when the gangsters showed up in Smoky Mountain
Oh
Wrestling,
yeah, yeah, New
I
Jack and
mean,
them.
they
Yeah.
literally had to put promos and saying, "Hey, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, whoever does not agree with the sentiments that the gangsters are speaking," they were so controversial. The NAACP came out and said, "Hey, you guys are doing something wrong. We don't like the way you're portraying, African American community." But the gangsters like, kiss our ass, man. We're the gangsters. That's what we
Yeah,
are.
I know.
We don't kick your ass. I mean, that's
Yeah, for real.
Colonel Mustafa, the
Yep, Iron
Iron
Sheik.
Sheik, and Colonel Adnan, of course. That was, I will admit that was probably one of the first inclinations for me. One of the biggies was when they brought Colonel Mustafa. I was like, that's Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
I was like,
like
I don't
they didn't really
understand.
change
Yeah, I
much.
don't understand. It's the
Yeah,
Iron Sheik.
because I mean he wrestles exactly like the Iron Sheik.
Same boots, dude. It's the same
I
boots,
know.
blue and I mean, look at
Yeah,
them,
with the curved tips on them.
blue and
Yeah,
red. Oh my god! But that was when I was like, hmm.
yeah. All the gears start to turn.
It was just in every, but for me, it was in every weekend thing because I was the only wrestling fan amongst my friends. So every weekend it was, if I went to spend the night with somebody, I was getting, ridiculed or, given the
Yeah,
crap, like, you
I've been
watch this
there.
stuff, it's fake, because I told you the story. I'd wake up on Saturday morning, spend the night, and I'd find the closest TV I could and turn it on TBS to watch wrestling. If anybody dared found me, hey, they're like, what? You're watching this? I'm like,
Mm,
yeah, brother, it's Saturday, yeah, that's what you do.
yeah.
Where's Rick at? Right there in the
Yeah,
corner. All right.
Savage. Precursor to the main event for WrestleMania that year.
Pretty much. Yes, sir.
In a well, now it's getting credit, but a severely underrated match for years.
Yes. Well, there is the model. I think I think a lot of that had to do is the fact that, the whole story is they did the whole Hogan and Flair on the shows, on the house shows, and didn't get the reaction.
Mm.
Again, you missed the boat, dude. You had him. That's a WrestleMania 8 main event right
Yeah.
there. Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. There you go.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and WCW would capitalize on it at
yep,
Bash of the
over and
Beach
over and over
'94.
and over.
Yeah,
But this could have been the
yeah.
first one when they were right there when it
I
it,
know
it
when it
really,
really could have really done
yeah.
something.
Honestly, I think that was Hulk Hogan. I think Hogan was like, mm-mm.
No, really.
I think he pulled it. That don't work for me, brother. Because that's just money, man. That's money.
Oh yeah, for sure. They were the two biggest stars of the '80s.
Mm-hmm. And all that you get in the magazines, man. That's how we were the dream matches, dude. We were waiting for it. We were waiting for it.
Yeah,
Now they were this right there in the same ring, but you're not gonna give us a match. Oh, what's that?
I know. Kills me, man.
See, that's the thing. I don't think it's this year. I think it was the year before, possibly, because I remember. Yes, I think it was the year before that Martel was he stayed in there because nobody gave him the Iggy. Nobody
Oh,
told him it was time
yeah.
to
Nobody
go.
told me it was
And
time to go.
finally, there's people in the back there. They look out and they're like, What's Martell still doing out there? Well, nobody told him to get out, so he's just there. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, he sets a record.
Yeah, I know. So funny. Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh,
Oh, it's Hogan.
Hey, yes. Okay. All right. We're getting down to nitty gritty now.
Yeah. Meeting of the Minds. Classic Hogan stuff.
Yep.
God, I mean, again, look at the people in the ring, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's just like
Well, Hall of
everybody,
Fame.
almost everybody in this Royal Rumble is in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. I don't think Martell was out. I think he went through the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's coming
Yeah.
back in.
Yep. Oh, Sheista's still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get out the way. Oh, there it is. All right.
That's so awesome. He still lands on his feet
Right.
and eye roll. Oh.
There's a berserker. Okay. All right.
That never gets old, man.
Mm-mm.
They just don't.
See, look at that. See, right now, heel tactics, man. We didn't even
I
realize it
know,
at the
man.
time.
He's
You're
choking the hell
choking a
out of him.
dude with your shirt. Oh, that's, heel stuff, bro. Virgil out. Both of them. Okay. There we go. Now we go. Everybody got the word. Clear house. All right, so you got Hogan, you got Flair and Piper, and Ernar Shyster.
Mm-hmm.
IRS.
God.
Not
Of course, you
only the
got the.
father of Bray Wyatt, but also the father of Uncle Howdy,
Mm-hmm. Bo
Bo
Dallas.
Dallas. Yep.
Yeah.
Steve Kern, Skinner,
That's right, man.
right? Member of the Fabulous Ones with Stan Lane back in Memphis in the early '80s, and then AWA, and of course Mid South, obviously. They were a part of the tag team that in the AWA, him and Stan Lane, the Fantastics, they were going against the Road Warriors, and when they got out to the ring, the Road Warriors said, "We're not going for the finish." And they didn't understand what they're saying, and Road Warriors basically beat the crap out of them, took the
Yeah.
titles because, and would like, well, that's what we're
They're like,
gonna do,
oh
and
yeah,
that's
I
it.
don't know what we're gonna do.
We're not going for the finish.
All right, well,
What are you
we
gonna
got
do,
another thing
right?
coming.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw him live in the Army in 1991 against the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat, and I remember his line to the crowd. He hit Steamboat with something, and he looks at the crowd and he goes, "What you gonna do now, lizard boy?" Oh, that's classic. Stuck with me on that one.
Oh yeah, that's great. But that was a hell of a match too.
It was, man. It really was. I mean, that the whole card I remember being very, very entertaining. Very, very good show. Actually, they even had a Skinner Mattel doll. It is very rare to find, but he's got the little
Hmm.
clothesline. Yep.
Yeah,
Skinner.
man. Yeah, Skinner would have a couple of good, really, really good matches. If you
Hmm.
want to watch a really good one with him, watch him and Bret Hart. I think it's on Superstars.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good match.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing about back in this era, in the sense that regardless of the character, oh Sarge,
That's
this is
right.
when he turned back to the U.S. after being the Iraqi sympathizer, and that really broke my heart too. I remember watching that one on Superstars, and I,
Yeah.
I was so into Sergeant Slaughter. I stood up when he came out, and I stood up and I saluted. I was into it. All of a sudden, he starts cutting down and cutting American. I literally, I remember just slowly just going,
It's like, oh no.
What's going on? And yeah,
It's like,
but GI Joe himself,
I
right?
know, man. Yeah, you remember that when he burned Hogan's shirt?
Yeah, supposed to be the
It's
American
supposed to be
flag, but they
flag.
weren't going for
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah,
the pukesters.
the pukesters. Yeah.
That's right.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, even in this era, even with all the characters and the whole um, entertainment aspect of it, at heart you have legitimate veteran, professional wrestlers that
Oh
know
yeah.
how to wrestle and to tell a story. That's why it was so great again. I mean, we
Hmm.
these guys are veterans, even if they're all putting a different horse of a different color type thing. They're still at heart. They're professionals. They've been doing this their entire lives, and you
Hmm.
can tell that's why
Oh yeah.
that's why we
It's
bought into
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
That's why we thought it was real.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there was so much good stuff back then, man.
I'm really enjoying this, by the way. I
Hmm.
like the watch along type thing, man, because we really
It's
don't ever
fun.
really get a chance to do this,
No,
and then to
no. It's
to go
more like
back and watch
just
it together.
chilling. We
Yeah,
don't
it's
not
cool,
really working on segments of a show or
right?
nothing like that.
And Nolan, if you're watching, buddy, this is
Hey, buddy.
hey, this is the one, man. This is the
Yes,
one.
this is the one rumble
Yeah.
that I'm sure you
Pops will
probably
tell
even
you.
heard it.
Pops will
Yeah. Oh
tell
yeah.
you.
Jason will definitely tell him.
There he is, Sid Justice, not vicious. Sid
That's right.
Justice. Got the mullet, the blue tights. Look at
Brought
him.
in as a good guy
Yeah,
too.
man.
'Cause, I mean, like, man, just look at him, man. I
I
mean, the dude's a
I'm
specimen.
I'm gonna say I wouldn't say underrated, but most underused.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, the
And
the
but he did
best.
it to
Mhm.
himself too with his whole softball thing. I mean that's kind of why
Yeah,
he couldn't really get into.
yeah, I think that. Yeah, I know something like that happened with
Yeah,
WWF too.
yeah. And that's true, man. He was passionate about softball,
He
dude. He
loved
was
it.
just a good old Arkansas boy who loved softball, and literally every time he stepped up to the plate, he could put the ball anywhere he wanted. He could either knock it out of the park or he could get whatever he needed to get, in regards to softball. But that had more prominence or importance to him than professional wrestling.
Hmm.
But still, man,
I know. Yeah, because I mean, his best run was definitely when he would come back to WWF after
yep,
this.
yep, Psycho Sid.
Psycho Sid.
Yep,
Yep. He'll be get the champion, then have a main event
yeah,
match at WrestleMania against the Undertaker.
that's right, that's right. WrestleMania
13.
13. That was the same one that had the Bret Hart
Yep.
Austin
Yep.
iconic match.
Hmm.
One of the reasons they probably stole the show
Yeah. Yeah.
because your main event was Sid and
Yeah.
Bret.
True. Another little fun fact about that mania. I'm pretty sure that was The Rock's first WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're
About positive
right,
about that.
right. And then even the
Right.
backstory of the a kip up. I didn't even realize that. The dude did a kip up.
I know, man.
Um,
Some Sean stuff.
and tying back into so Sid and the Undertaker both former members of the Skyscrapers.
Yep. Sure
Undertaker
is.
took Sid Vicious's spot when Sid punctured the lung with the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, I know.
Steiner brothers messed him up.
Steiner Brothers is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey Whippleman, downtown
That's right,
Bruno
man.
with the Warlord.
I loved Harvey Whippleman, man. He always
Yeah.
made me laugh.
And again, that's the dude. Uh, uh, Downtown Bruno, Memphis. All obviously that was his gimmick. That was a gentleman that was in the car with Joe Morella, who is referee. Ric Flair just pushed away. He was in the car with Morella, unfortunately, when he passed.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Warlord.
That's right, man. God.
I remember reading the story in Chris Jericho's book, A Lion's Tale. He did a tour in Japan with the Warlord, and over in Japan, the pronunciations obviously are a little different. Oh my
Oh
God!
man.
There you go, Sarge.
Dang. That was a spot.
Prop, man, props. But apparently, they had in Japan they have a hard time saying Lord, and it comes out load. So instead of the Warlord, you're the Warlord, Warlord.
It's awesome. Look, man.
Mm-hmm. Over an
Over an
hour
hour
for
for
Flair.
Flair.
There it is.
Wow.
The
Tell him,
king of
Bobby.
you're right. The king of Broadway shouldn't have to go through this.
I
It's
know.
sort of what, yeah. An hour to Flair is, ah, man, that's getting warmed up right there, buddy.
And let that tie spot right there, man. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
That's so good. A way to build up that moment, you
Mm-hmm.
know. That's so cool.
We're gonna start to get a little bit turn here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. They're working together, but yeah, something it's about to go down here in a minute. And again, with Sid, with his horrendous injury that happened to WCW,
Oh, yeah, it was
why would
brutal.
you even think to have a dude of that size and at that stature come off of an elevated position
Oh,
at
I
that
know.
that
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, no. And especially he was older at that point too. I mean,
Exactly.
like,
I mean, you can tell right here. Those no offense, he missed a few leg days as well.
oh yeah.
That look. I mean, that's yeah,
Yeah.
skinny
Especially
legs, bro.
on that left side. But yeah, the final four, man.
Yep.
Sid Justice, Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, there
Oh,
goes Macho.
all
Flair and
right.
Hogan.
Here we go.
Oh.
I love how Flair's like, shit, you ain't doing that to me. Yeah. No, 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 no.
Oh, here
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, come on, go. Yes. There we
Yes.
go. Boom. There it is.
Boom.
Every man for himself. That's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Every man for himself, big boy.
That place went nuts, man.
Yeah, brother. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're friends,
Here it is.
right?
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, come on. Yes. One of the greatest endings in a Rumble history ever. Again, heel tactic by Hogan.
Right? Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. Undisputed.
mm-hmm.
Why? Because he still had both belts, by God.
Yeah, that's right.
Because back at this time, 1991 on the Great American Bash with Luger and Wyndham, they didn't even have a belt ready, and then the one we got was nothing compared to the big gold belt.
No.
They had to get that thing back.
Mm-hmm.
But I love how Flair was like, "You can have it back for $25,000 because that's the deposit I put down on it."
Mm-hmm.
That was the deal.
Yeah, I mean, he put his money down. I mean,
Yep,
like,
give me
dude,
my
it's like,
25 grand back, and you can have the belt. If not, it's mine. I
mm-hmm.
bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, setting it up.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know, man. I understand
Well, I mean,
how
Hogan
it.
got in the ring acting like a baby. You
Yeah,
know, he got eliminated fair and square.
I
You
uh,
know.
I would have liked to, man. If we would just, oh God, I mean, if we could go back in time, take WrestleMania 8, give Hogan and Flair, right? Give them the match. Let Hogan beat Flair. Let Flair beat Hogan. I'm sorry. Let Flair or Hogan use the resentment of being beat and this, that,
Mm-hmm.
and the other. You could have carried that into SummerSlam, right? And you could have built a better, I think, a better program for Sid and Hogan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, but and that whole co-main event that just
No, man,
took
dude,
the wind out of
and
the
not only
whole damn
that, like
thing,
the
man.
Hogan and Sid match made headlined
Yeah,
like over Flair and Savage,
and that's like,
and then it was just a train wreck.
well, and again, because
Like they just there was
it's an
missed spots
example,
and all kinds of bad stuff. It just didn't live up to no expectation that we would have
right?
as kids or
And I think it's
fans.
because it's an example, and I'll say this: even though Ric Flair's ego is healthy, he still a professional, right?
Mhm.
With these two, you have egos run amok. Sid's looking at it going, dude, I am the next big thing. I am here for a reason. That's why they brought me in. I'm the next, I'm the young guy. I'm not gonna give in. I'm not gonna lay down. And then of course you got Hogan going, well, I'm Hulk Hogan. Of course you will.
Mhm.
So it's like nobody was given or there was nothing there to work with.
Yeah.
That's why Flair is Ric Flair, because even with Flair being as egotistical as he understands what his job is, what
Mhm.
his purpose is. He's a chicken shit heel, but he's
Yeah.
also can get you at the end because he's a
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
one of the greatest
tactician.
wrestlers
He knows what
ever.
he's doing.
Yeah.
These two just went nobody gonna give an inch.
Mhm.
Here we
There
go.
we go. Yeah, this is why I was waiting.
That classic
Yeah.
promo. What a beautiful belt.
I know,
What a
man. I was
beautiful
so
belt.
happy when Cody came out with that, man.
Yeah. Bring it back, man. Just hell
Just
if
let him
he
have it. If he wins it at the
exactly.
Rumble, like just
And if
let him
that's what
have
we
it.
do, let just bring it
Yeah,
back.
just
We
bring
all
it back.
want it.
We're fine. I don't need a American Nightmare version
Nope.
of the belt.
I want my winged eagle, dude. Amen. Hey, he took every I love that.
Mm.
Classic.
Oh my god, that's so
Love it. I
good.
love it.
All right.
Man.
Oh, dude, that was
Wow.
so much fun, man.
What a
That
great,
was such a
great,
great Rumble,
great.
dude.
Yeah, man. And that's why it's top notch from beginning to end. It was constant, consistent, full of legends, full of spots, and I
Yeah.
mean, and the ending is exactly whether you like him or not, it's how it should have been.
Yeah, I think so too. I
Yeah.
mean, like he
Well,
brought in this mega star
yeah.
from somewhere else, and now you make him the champion,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
that's how you set up the big Hogan match
Yes, sir.
that
Yes,
never
sir.
happened apparently.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like I
I
said,
don't
just
know
you
what
know,
happened there,
I,
man.
I, I,
I just don't.
I think it's just
They would wrestle
politics.
each other on WWF television, but it'd be years later,
Right. Right.
years and years later. But no, well, but either way, man, that's to me that's the greatest Royal Rumble of all time.
I
There
agree.
is
I
nothing that's
agree.
even come
Thank
close
you
to it.
for allowing me to hang out and watch the greatest Royal Rumble of all
Yeah,
time.
dude, I
By
appreciate
God,
you coming out, man. It's
absolutely.
always fun. Yeah, it's nice to always talk to a fanatic of wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. We've talked about it, plenty of times about how this thing is. We can be anyone who doesn't know us, that when we start getting into conversations, we can get lost real easy because of our passion for it.
Hmm.
And yeah, you and I have seen where we both, and it's no offense to anyone that's had conversations with us, but yes, we've had situations to where we're in the middle of a conversation with multiple people, and by the end, it's just me and Ben because we get so into what we
Yeah,
know,
well, we
right?
know.
I
Yeah.
mean, when you're getting all excited and you're jumping around and you're yelling like, yeah, 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 and then you go, do you remember that? And the person next to you goes, no. Well, okay, well, Ben, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is as always, we discuss many things in this podcast, but professional wrestling is
Hmm.
up
Top
there.
notch,
Yes,
man.
sir, brother.
All right,
All
that'll do it
right.
for us,
That's
folks.
a great,
And
great watch,
thank you
man.
for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And also, by the way, if when this comes out, should be Wednesday, so it'll be a few days for the Royal Rumble 2025. Go watch it. It's
Hmm.
February 1st. It'll be on Peacock, and it's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for
Ding
notifications.
ding.
You can follow us at F140 on Instagram. You can follow us on Spotify and Patreon at
Mhm.
Frequency 140 Podcast. And as always, I send it to you, buddy.
Well, brother Ben, thank you again for inviting me to come out and hang out and watch some great professional wrestling. And again, I agree with you. The greatest Royal Rumble of all time. Recommend it to no end. So Go watch it, hang out, watch it again, watch this Royal Rumble, watch every Royal Rumble, watch as much professional wrestling as you possibly
Yeah.
can, okay? Your life's gonna be so much better whether you know it or not, I promise you. So with that being said, I just wanna say, geeks, freaks, and nerds unite. Let's take over the world. Why? Because the world needs us.
Cheers.